Hi everyone, how are we? Okay, so I'm working with the printables today, or any A4 printable, doesn't have to be mine, and I have been making these little, I want to show you how to make these little books. Now you probably have seen online before these, but this is just a couple of different ways for different things. So this is a piece of silk, and I've just got a couple of little embellishments, and this is one of my prints from the free printables. And so what I've actually done with this particular book is I've knotted in between each. I've sewn these on. This is actually sewn, and I've knotted each one in between to give me a gap, so that I can actually put in larger items, like, you know, for instance, that. So that would actually still, it wouldn't, you know, make it too bulky, because I've got that bit of gap going on, as you can see. Maybe if I do it that way, in between. So these are just my printables. So this is, I'll show you how to do this one down here. This is just, this is one with the printables on the pages, and this other one is, and then this is just, yeah. And I want to in this one put things that I've actually made to remind me, you know, of the things that I've done. There's so many things I do and I forget about them, you know. So I want to do a little book on the embellishments that I've created, so that I can have them in here as a mindset for me. And this one, same kind of thing, a bit of silk, bit of kind of, you know, bead and an Egyptian symbol, but this one is just bound round and covered the same, but bound round, and it just has pages with little offcuts of my pages on it. Now, I mean, you don't obviously have to do that. You could just make this quite simply. And this one is going to be what I'm going to actually work on. I'm going to work on this first, and I want to also create what's going to go into them in the next video. So I'm going to make this one first, because I don't know that that one would be as popular, but I will make this one today and show you how. And it's made pretty much of recycled things that I've recycled. This was a, you know, bracelet that I found. This piece is off, you know, a piece of ribbon, and it was just hanging around. I mean, most people have bits and bobs kicking about. So just tie that up again like that, and it's made from this is 160, I think, or 180, I'm not too sure, GSM watercolor paper. And this watercolor paper has got it's got a stain on it. It's been damaged, and, you know, in one of my somehow in one of my cupboards. And what the pages are in this particular book are 4 of these. So this piece of paper has been cut up into 4, and of course I don't cut, I like ripping. Ripping gives it far more texture and that natural character, I feel. It's a really nice paper. So, I mean, we don't have to do anything. You don't have to stick pieces of paper on them. You can just leave them as that, and we can do what I want to make in the future, which is like a book of symbols. That's what I'm going to create next video in this. So I'm going to put, I've got a few that I've cut out before. So 1, 2, 3, 5, maybe 6, which, so that will go in the middle. Now, measuring the cardboard, I've just used, I've used before an old cornflakes packet, you know, that sort of Cocoa Pop muesli packet. I happen to have just some, you know, nice cardboard, thin cardboard here. It's not, you could use anything, recycle, upcycle, whatever. And I've really just made, I cut it. I mean, the piece of paper is 28 centimeters by 21 centimeters, if that's gives you a guideline. But it's just one of these. I mean, it's very simple. Cut out the cardboard. I'm not going to do that. You know, that's very, very simple to do. And then we've got those to go inside. Now I've got one of my printables. So just an A4, choose which one you want on the outside cover. And also on this particular piece, there is this little bit missing. I didn't really feel like it was an issue really. So I'm just going to run with that. Did I want the scripting on the outside? Did I want half scripting? So I need to decide sort of what I want out on the outside of the book. And I decided I kind of wanted it about there, which is a little bit annoying, but because the inside is going to be, I think that's right. I wanted it to have a bit of that Asian and also a bit of my scripting on the front. Yeah, definitely, because this is going to be the script book. So what I've decided, we're going to go through and create, you all have seen the intuitive scripting I do and many other people do on YouTube. And I just like to have symbols that I design myself. So what I'm going to do is do that, and then I'm going to put them into this book so that I can actually, you know, have a memory of them. Yeah, you know, whether if you're creating all the time, which I normally am, you find that you forget exactly what you did like 6 months ago. I wouldn't remember what I did 6 months ago. Yeah, and I'm just going to rip that a little bit wider so it can be turned up. So this little book will remind me, not that I have Alzheimer's or anything, but sometimes there's so many different techniques that I use in my work, and I do forget, because you know I'm a silver jewelry artist also, so I kind of flip between one and the other, and when I come back I can't remember sometimes exactly what I did. Yeah, so it's always good to have a little book that shows me. And anyway, they're really cute little books and a lovely way to use my printables, my free printables, which are at Judy on Facebook, Judy Armstrong Studio. If they're not there, they're at on my website, or not my website. Where are they? Oh yeah, they are on my website. They're at judyarmstrong.com. The printables are there too. They're also on Etsy, so wherever. They're not expensive. They're like $5 Australian or $4.50 or something. If you have to buy them, they're not going to break the bank. And okay, so just make sure that that's nicely folding. Fabulous. Then I'm going to put this one, just might stick that down a little bit more. one in here. And of course it's just not quite, I might put it up that way. Because there's that piece. So we could put that piece there. I might put that piece there first. So just going over the edges like so. And then this one can go over the top. Making them the same length. Might just take a tiny bit off that. But I might pull it this way so the white disappears. Okay, so just going to put some glue down. Now we're going, I don't know what we want, I think we want that there. There, and just on that edge it's going to overlap, so I'll just run that down a bit. Okay, the bone folder, make sure that's all nicely pressed down. Alright, now I'm going to leave that dry while I organise the rest of it. Okay, so on the pages I might just, because it's me now, you could just leave them like this, or you could just utilize the little pieces that are left over. And just going to put all these little bits on. Just adds to the paper and around. We'll just take that crooked a bit. Okay. So all of those pieces are not wasted at all. I've just popped them on to a couple of pages, and I mean obviously you can add other, you know, pieces of, if you wished, of other, anything else, any jelly prints or anything like that, just to add a little bit more to each page before we start to work on them. Or even if you don't want it for that, you might just want to use it for a quick sketch pad or just an ideas book or whatever. Just adds that little bit more. Alright. So those are all need to dry. and I will get all of the components ready while they're drying. There's only those ones I think I need to dry, those 3. Okay, so there's only 4 I've put some work on. The rest are going to be plain. So you could make this any size really that you wanted. You could make this any size you wanted. It's just that I had these pieces of paper, and as I said, they're damaged water paper, and it worked out rather nicely just to have four pages to make into a little book. All right, now we've got all right now. So here we are back, and we are just going to make those into one. Choose which one you want at the front of it, like so, and that is going to go in there like so. And how we're going to keep that in there is just with this beautiful little piece of ribbon. Now this ribbon I'm a very upcycler, I am. You know when you buy a shirt and it has those 2 hanging bits that you hang on coat hangers so that you know you don't get a coat hanger mark on your t-shirt or shirt or whatever. They just annoy me, and I end up cutting them off, and that's what this one is. That is all that is. It's just the piece of ribbon from that. So we're going to knot that as tight as we can, like so, and that will hold all of the pages in. And then we're going to move that down. I find it easier to tie the knot on the corner, which is funny because I don't actually leave it on the corner. That's that bit, and then I thought I'd put something on there. This was an old, just reclaiming a few bits and pieces. I will find some other beads along the way, but anything you've got that matches, I suppose, that you like. Maybe that one. And they're just all tied on. And look, if you wanted to be, I suppose you could glue them to make sure they didn't come undone, but really, I think a couple of knots and they're all good. And then we have the silk. We either have we have the black silk, or quite like this piece of feather too. I don't know how I could incorporate that in to the piece just yet, but I think that's the front. Quite like that being the front. So I don't know whether it's a black. Maybe I'll do the black because I did the other one. So what I did was I actually ran it through the middle again, and then tied it in half. Like so. And so that becomes the tie. So I just wrap that around there and tie it. And I mean, obviously, you could just tuck it under. You don't need to do a bow. You could just tuck it under like I have done on this one. Okay. So, that is how the little book is made. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'd love to see them, pictures of them, if you make them in whatever beautiful things you have lying around. And I will see you next time with making the scripts to go inside this little book. Okay, take it easy. Bye.